This is an ABC podcast.
Hi friends, my name's Bindi and this is News Time.
Hello, Bindi.
Hi, Bindi. Hello, Bindi.
Ruby has passed her microphone to me for this special NAIDOC Week episode.
Happy NAIDOC Week.
I love NAIDOC Week. It's a time for all of us to celebrate the history, cultures and achievements of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. It's an extra special time for me because I'm a Barkindji woman from Western New South Wales. Right now I'm speaking to you from Awabakal country in Newcastle. So I'd like to pay my respects to their elders from the past, today and into the future. Do you know what country you're on?
I am at Brundjalung Boy.
Awabakal country. Widjabul country.
Wherever we are in Australia, we're always on country. But country is more than just a place for us. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples often speak about country like a person or an important member of the family. The theme for NAIDOC Week this year is Heal Country. That means everyone coming together to take care of all our lands, waters, sacred sites and our many cultures and languages. And that's what NAIDOC News Time is all about. Should we start the countdown?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Story number 5.
Nyai, that means hello in Barkindji, my language. But do you want to know something really cool? My name, Bindigutta, means thunderstorm.
That's a cool name.
Do you know any Indigenous language words?
Jingiwala.
Jingiwala, I know that means hello in Bundjalung.
Jingle jingle, willy wagtail, gargoon, lizard or snake.
And yuga means nose. Binging is a turtle and a koala is called a borobi. And the children are called jarjum.
Oh, thank you for teaching me. In Barkindji, the word for child is mupa. It makes me so happy to hear you mupas and jarjum speaking language because a long time ago it wasn't so easy. When European people arrived in Australia, some tried to stop Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples from speaking our languages.
Wrong. They should be allowed to speak a different language.
I agree, but things are changing for the better. Lots of schools all across Australia are starting to teach First Nations languages. One school in a place called Bermagui has been teaching the Durga and the Diriganj languages.
That would be nice because one day if you meet an Aboriginal person and he doesn't understand you, you can speak to him or her.
It's so nice. The kids at Bermagui have learned how to count, sing songs, and even write their own stories in language. Together with a teacher called Uncle Gordon, they wrote a picture book called Our Balanjung Home, which means our saltwater home.
They're learning more about my culture.
So cool, but now it's time for some more news.
Story number 4.
What do you see in the sky at night time?
Bats. And I can also see spirits.
Manen in the sky playing.
Amazing, that's a beautiful thing to see in the stars. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples have been studying the stars for thousands of years. In fact, they were the world's very first astronomers. They're scientists who study space.
I think that's pretty impressive.
Me too. Now, First Nations communities are sharing ancient knowledge and stories about the stars with a group called the Australian Indigenous Astronomy Team. Lots of stories they've been sharing are about constellations. They're groups of stars that make patterns in the sky. You might have heard of a famous constellation called Orion. It was named after a mythical Greek hunter. But way before that constellation was named Orion, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander astronomers had already started telling stories about it.
That's awesome.
Other constellations show the goanna, the emu and the wedge-tailed eagle. The stories are full of information about the seasons or times to go hunting or gathering, like when the goanna appears extra high in the sky, that means you can't go hunting for it.
Wow, that's interesting.
The Australian Indigenous Astronomy team is really busy collecting more stories to share soon. In the meantime, maybe you can think of your own stories about the twinkly diamonds in the sky.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Oh, how good is that song? Okay, time to buzz off to the next story.
Story number 3.
Yummo! Sweet gooey honey is yummy for my tummy.
We can put that on a sandwich.
Yeah, honey sandwiches are delicious. But did you know that honey is more than just food?
Maybe glue.
It is sticky, but for Aboriginal people in the Kimberley region in Western Australia, honey is a powerful bush medicine. Thousands of years ago, there were no shops or pharmacies where people bought cough syrup or band-aids like we do today. Instead, people turned to nature when they were sore or sick.
Yeah, I've done it once. Because I had a cut when I fell over. And I got honey. It stings like for a long time and it comes good and it goes away.
That's right. One of the bush medicine honeys in the Kimberley is made by bees with help from a native plant called the melaleuca tree. Melaleuca trees are also called paperbarks or tea trees, and bees love their flowers. Some Yaru people have started a business making almost a ton of melaleuca honey every day. That's enough to fill about 5 bathtubs with honey.
Whoa!
And they've been passing on their knowledge to young people, teaching them how to become beekeepers.
After they have made all the honey, they pull the honey bag out.
It sounds like you'd be a great beekeeper. Or should I say, you'd be the bee's knees.
Story number 2.
First Nations kids are fighting fit. They've been lining up for free boxing classes in a place called Townsville on Bindal and Walgarooka country in Queensland.
It's a bit like wrestling.
A game to see who's the strongest.
Boxing is a sport where 2 people fight in a square area called a boxing ring. They have to wear big spongy gloves, mouth guards to protect their teeth, and padded helmets. But it can still be pretty dangerous. So there's always a referee close by, carefully watching to make sure everyone follows the rules and stays safe. But remember, boxing is a sport, and you should never hit someone in everyday life.
Because it would hurt and they might be sick or they might fall over.
Exactly. But the classes in Townsville are a safe way for the kids to let off some steam. And they're learning lots more than just how to box. They're learning about respect, responsibility, trust, and some are even learning how to become boxing teachers.
That's cool.
Kids work in pairs and they take turns being in charge. So they learn about leadership and cooperation. And the classes have been so popular, they've had to start more. I wonder why the kids love boxing so much.
If there's some thieves and if you wanted to be a superhero, you can punch those thieves.
Whoa, take that, thieves. And now it's time for our lucky last story.
Story number 1.
Don't mind me, I'm just dribbling.
Ew!
Hey, not that kind of dribbling. I'm bouncing a basketball. I want to be just like Paddy Mills. He's Torres Strait Islander and Aboriginal. How deadly! His dad is Murala from the Torres Strait and his mum is Yunga from South Australia. Paddy Mills is also a super famous basketball player.
Only use your hands, throw it, or do a slam dunk.
That's it. Paddy plays in the NBA. That's the world's most famous basketball competition in the United States. He plays for a team called the San Antonio Spurs. But even though Paddy plays basketball in the USA, He's going to represent Australia at the Olympic Games.
You'll have to be like really, really good to play in the Olympics.
Like train every single day, keep fit, and do what your dream is.
Yep, only the best players in the world play at the Olympics. The Olympics are happening in Tokyo, in Japan. They start in just a few weeks. The Aussie basketball team is called the Boomers, and they'll be wearing green and gold. They also hope to win gold, and with Paddy on the team, they'll have a good shot. And guess what? Paddy Mills will be the very first Indigenous Australian to carry our country's flag into an Olympic Games opening ceremony. Paddy will carry the flag with swimmer Kate Campbell. This year, there are more women competing from Australia than men, and there are 16 Indigenous athletes on the team. That's the most ever.
Go Australia!
Go Boomers, go Paddy! And now it's time for me to go. I've had so much fun hosting News Time. Thanks for all your help.
Thank you, Bindi.
Thank you, Bindi.
Enjoy NAIDOC week and don't forget to spend time with your mob. Catch you later.
See you later, Bindi.